Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
Shit. You just reminded me of something. Yo! Let me fucking rewind, B. Let me rewind, B, to 10th. Yo, let me rewind to 10th grade, man. Let me tell you how the universe was showing me the underworld. And I'm freestyling right now. I'm realizing you can show they got ready this thing on here. That right? And you still can't see it. Let me give you my example. I tell people like, man, you know what I mean when I say this. I could have been a PI, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger, because I had the opportunity and didn't even realize it. What I mean by that is in my freshman year in high school, okay, met this white girl, right? Now back then I wasn't into white girls because I felt like they were too easy, whatever the case may be. I was on that Pac shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, white girl liked me to stand and third, but I'm not into white girls. Plus, she just seemed too easy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but I could tell that she was in love with the BBC. You know what I mean? So because I knew she was in love with the BBC, I went to my man's like, "Yo, what's good?" Mind you, I'm the youngest in my crew, so I went to my older dude like, "Yo, what's good, man? Yo, I got this white chick. You trying to tap that?" He's like, "Let me see what she look like." I bring her around like, "Yo, this is my friends. This is my friend G, blah blah blah. This is my man Lou, blah blah blah." You know what I'm saying? And I pull Shorty to the side and be like, "So what you think about my man?" "Oh, he's cute. He's there." And I be like, "Yo, so what's up?" I mean, you got a place for us to go? So I did that with my mans. I did that for my brother. I did that for a couple other people. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't making no bread off that shit. Mm-hmm. I looked at it like, yo, I'm just hooking my peoples up. People's want to get some head. People want to get some ass. Yo, I got somebody giving it up for free. You're up. Yeah. Instead of me being like, yo, instead of me tapping my man like, yo, give me 100 and you could or give me 50 or give me whatever. Yeah, so you didn't know. Yo, I had a hoe right next to me begging for work, begging to be put on the track. And I didn't have the mindset then to be like, oh shit, I can make money off this shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I had my little dealings with the sexual underworld as far as like I said, PIMPing, hoeing. When it comes to I didn't get to the swinger shit yet. That was when I went to the resort. All right, rewind, boom. So freshman year, I had that with the white girl who I could have PI'd with. Then they had 11th grade, a chick who I smashed under a week, who got a train ran on her by two other dudes in the school in the bathroom. Then we got my freshman year where I met another meek chick who I thought was whatever, and then she got a train ran on her on camera. I'm saying in the bathroom. Then I found out about the chick who was stripping at night as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So now I come back home, meet my brother. He's like, "Yo, you trying to get your dick sucked?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, Shorty like sucking dick." I'm like, "Yo, Shorty's never even met me." He's like, "That don't matter. Yo, you gonna be, matter of fact, where?" And he called my best friend, God rest the dead. He's like, "Yo, where so-and-so at?" I'm like, "Yo, he at the crib. Yo, call him over too. Ask him if he want to get his dick sucked." Long story short, everybody got their dick sucked that night. Mm-hmm. And I remember just leaving like, mind you, the chick was like a 6 or a 5 in the face and nothing. This wasn't no bad bitch. It was the fact that she was down. Yeah. That shit kind of like blew me. Like, the chick never met me before. Like, she never met my man. Like, maybe I can convince myself to say, well, I'm the dude that she knows, I'm his brother, and that's why whatever. But she don't know my mans. You never, he, it's like, yo, I need to start rearranging my brain on how I see chicks. And that kind of made me be on some shit like, I need to start changing. I need to lower my standards just a little bit, because growing up, I was on some like, if you're not an 8, 9, or a 10, I can't even mess with you. Like, I looked at myself as a future physician, as a future possible politician. Like, I can't have baggage in my past. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing new to this challenge, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Ain't nothing
about that.
Bruh. They don't know nothing. I've been doing this since I was at least 11, 12 years old, man. So with that being said, I didn't just deal with anybody. But also my mentor told me before going into college, no, I'm about to twist up as I'm talking. My mentor also told me before I went into college was college is gonna be the best time of your life. So boom, I was like, all right, I just got my dick sucked by like a 6. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was an experience. It wasn't like, oh, I busted the greatest nut and she gave the best head. It was just the experience that I took away from it. So I was like, yo, fam, you in college, you done did 1 semester, you already got a couple bodies your first semester, and I was being picky. And I just told myself, like, yo, my nigga, like, yo, loosen the reins just a little bit, fam. This is like, live a little bit, because once you get out this motherfucking college, you know, it's all business. So that's when I loosened the reins a little bit, and I started going to more parties, started talking to more chicks, and started dealing with more chicks. When I started talking to not just 8s and 9s, started talking to the 6s and 7s, I started interacting with more females. Understand, I wasn't smashing the 6s and 7s, but because I was giving them time without, and I was having conversations with them without judging them, they would just open up to me. They would just say shit like, yeah, because, you know,
let's put a pin on that. Let's put a pin on that. But no, I'm saying, like, let's keep, because I'm gonna expound on that later. I'm gonna talk about when you said that women open themselves up once they see that you're not judging them.
Oh, that's huge. You have to understand, like, I tell dudes, you have to let a woman talk. Let her talk. Like, I don't like when a woman just wants me to talk. I'm not a talker like that. I can converse, but I'm not. When I'm talking to a chick now, I'm gonna ask questions or say a couple words, but you really should do most of the talking, because any talking I'm doing, I'm gaming. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting her onto game. I'm
giving her instructions.
I'm putting knowledge into her head. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Passport God, do you know how many times, like I said, hey, what's up, coach? You already know what time it is, man. Hey, like I said, tomorrow we're gonna be in the mix. I apologize for the other day. That's not my steez, but you know, we're gonna make it do what it do. King Fee's in the building.
So African, what it do, man?
Hey, Passport God, I probably say I was in the 9th grade, and there was a girl, that was in the 8th. And we would just, because I was coming back from football practice. She stayed around my way. Come back from football practice. I was playing for 110 pounds. So I'm walking around my shoulder pads. We start rapping, and out of nowhere, she was like, "Yeah, my father told me I had a deep throat." I was like, It was one of those needle skipping the record type jumps.
Yeah.
What? Like, out of nowhere. Like, how do you segue into talking about that? The conversation was about so many different things up until that point. So I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, my father told me I had a deep throat." And then I was just trying to figure out, like, granted, I was poker face.
Of course. But on the inside.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. You see what I'm saying? So boom, that was one girl. You see what I'm saying? That was one girl. She was around the way. She wasn't really no thotty or nothing like that. It just so happens that her father was on some stuff, and you know, I mean, he got his issue. But I'll probably say senior year, I met a girl, and I'm still cool with her to this day. She came to me and she said she was working at a Shake Joint. She was underage too, but the body was just, when she was 14, she had the body of a grown woman.
What?
So she had a body of a grown woman. Not I'm talking about the type of Jones that they would pay for now. Everybody that stays around my way know exactly who I'm talking about. That's how built she was. So she came to me and she showed me a picture of her working at this club, and she was just telling me about all of the different things. She was giving me strip club etiquette.
Yes.
I hadn't even thought of going to a strip club at this point. You see what I'm saying? Because mind you, this is our local hole in the wall. You see what I'm saying? And what's so crazy about it? This strip club was probably like two miles from my high school. Yet girls were working there that I went to school with. So in my mind, I'm thinking, don't you know you're gonna run into somebody that knows you? But this is their level of I don't care. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm going for mine. They was making a lot of money. They was making a lot of money. But the fact that they were working at a shake jump that's 2 miles away from the high school that you just graduated from shows you the level of audacity that women have. And this is all going to tie back into what we're talking about in general. Another thing I wanted to mention is that one of my teachers worked there too with her daughter.
At the shake joint?
At the shake joint. And I was thinking in my head, like, this is some Jerry Springer shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what I was thinking. And so this all ties back on to female nature, right? What I try to tell people is that female nature is what it is. Because I got a young boy, man. Like he's a cool cat, man. He's probably like 12 years old. But I could just tell that he's gonna be something special. I don't know what it is about him. I like the young dude, and you know you can see the potential in him. I can see the potential in him. You see what I'm saying? I can. That's why I'm just trying to keep his head above water. So I was talking to him about stuff, and he's always coming from. Well, initially at first he was coming from a standpoint like, is this misogynistic or is this or this that? I said, now it's crazy how we live in an age where a man demanding a woman's best is considered misogynistic.
That's crazy.
So once he started to listen to what I was talking about and actually pay attention, he was like, damn, now I started to see why my father, you see what I'm saying, was going on my mother like the way he was. He was like, I always thought it was just him. It wasn't, it was her. You see? So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So basically, right, I was just telling him that female nature is what it is. I don't judge women. I remember one time Mr. Freeport was talking about how this girl that he knows, she, I think yearly she goes to family reunions and messes with her cousin.
Yeah, with her uncle.
Yeah, with her uncle. I was like, damn, because before I started, you know, chopping game with y'all, outside of my cousin, I couldn't really talk to people about this stuff because they wouldn't believe me. It wasn't even that I could care less about somebody believe me. I could care less by them being blind to the facts. I'm like, dude, this is how they operate behind closed doors.
Let's tap into that real quick. We talking about the sexual underworld, right? Something that my man said to me that Freeport confirmed that a lot of people I believe a lot of people don't know or don't recognize is the fact that, do you know how many females out here are walking around with trauma bodies because they were raped or molested when they were a child?
Yeah, womb imprints, man. Negative womb imprints.
Like dudes be thinking it's a very small percentage, like 1%, 2% of females have been touched or molested in some shape or form. Or, bruh, that's way more than that, man.
Yeah,
like he helped my man helped me to realize, like, you got some of these chicks who we got fat chicks out here, right? Now, a lot of people, I've been said that I believe that obesity, being overweight, stuff like that, that's a mental issue. And the reason I say that's because, you know, I know myself, if I see my gut going above, over my belt, where I can't see it no more, I can't even see my own, you know what I'm saying, my own penis, you know what I'm saying? Like, mentally, I'm gonna think, yo, I gotta do something different. Basically, I'm saying I'm not gonna keep doing the same thing. So, I say that to say, when I started noticing all these overweight, fat women, I'm like, it's a mental issue, but I don't think it's a mental issue in the sense like they're psychotic. I think it's a mental issue in the sense that, like I said, a lot of them have been touched, molested, or raped, so they have to protect themselves from that happening again. You know what I mean? So, and we're also going to tap into how some of them like that shit. But let's tap into this side first.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get to that too. It's a two-sided coin. You know what I'm saying? It's the dichotomous mind of the female, man. Like,
let's definitely do it. Let's definitely talk about, you know, how they like it first, and then go on to you know how traumatized it is, because I ain't trying to glorify none of this, man. But
okay.
One of my, like, when because remember how Facebook, it used to be you could only go on there if you were in college, right? So the military was my college. That's how I experienced all this crazy off the wall stuff. So I joined it when it first came out, when it was in this beta trials or whatever. And one of my homegirls, I hadn't seen her like a year or two. And she hit me on an instant messenger. We started chopping game. I was like, hey, what's up with it? So we were just, chopping game for a little while. And she was telling me, she said, things have changed. And I was like, what are you talking about? She says, I don't really need a man. All I need is a transsexual or they don't call them hermaphrodites. They don't call them hermaphrodites now. Now they call them intersex. And that's another thing I want to talk about later. Because they call them intersex.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that.
I'm
definitely
gonna tell you something blow your mind. So I was like, okay, cool. So she was talking about all this crazy stuff, and out of nowhere, she was like, yeah, I have a rape fantasy. I was like, what? She said, yeah, this dude broke into my house. And she said, out of her own mouth, she said that while he was trying to get whatever he came for, she was fighting him off, but subconsciously she was turned on.
Woo!
Subconsciously she was turned on. She said up until that point, I had never. She was like, my pussy was Niagara Falls. It had never been to that point before.
You see?
So I said, okay, cool.
You see, man? Yo. Okay, guys have to understand. Somebody who just heard what you just said is like, nah, that's crazy. How can a chick like to be raped and fellas like? Okay, let me try to break this down into the bone.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.